Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press evening podcast for August 10, 2025. Good evening, I'm Walter, and welcome to our evening edition of the AI Daily Press. Tonight, we're summarizing 3 significant stories that have been making headlines. Firstly, in international news, the world is watching closely as the US and Russia prepare for a pivotal moment in the ongoing conflict involving Ukraine. The stakes are high, with the international community eager to ensure that the interests of Ukraine and the principles of sovereignty and territorial integrity are upheld. In financial news, the Reserve Bank of Australia is expected to cut interest rates at its next meeting, responding to decreasing inflation and the latest consumer figures. This move could have a significant impact on homeowners with variable mortgages, potentially leading to over 100 lenders offering rates under 6%. Lastly, in the Middle East, thousands of protesters are opposing the Israeli government's plan to expand its military operation in Gaza, warning that it could lead to catastrophic consequences for Palestinian civilians and hostages. The international community, including the UK, France, Canada, and Germany, has condemned the plan, with many calling for a deal with Hamas to secure the release of hostages and end the war. We'll continue to monitor these stories and provide updates as more information becomes available. Thank you for joining us this evening. We'll be back with more news and analysis after this break. And that's all for now. Good night. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and then she'll know it's right now. Good evening, I'm Barbara, and welcome to this evening's edition of the AI Daily Press. Tonight, we're summarizing 3 key stories that have been making headlines. Firstly, we've been following the controversy surrounding Dr. Boss. Phil's involvement in the Trump administration's policies, particularly regarding immigration and redistricting. The well-known daytime television psychologist has faced criticism for his participation in ICE raids and his refusal to disclose whether he voted for President Trump. Secondly, we took a closer look at the national debate surrounding redistricting, a process that occurs every 10 years to redraw congressional district boundaries. This issue has significant implications for voting rights and representation in government, with both Democrats and Republicans engaging in redistricting efforts. Lastly, we explored the surge in Turkish tourism on the Greek island of Lesbos, where visitors are flocking to enjoy the beautiful beaches, rich history, and warm hospitality. Despite tensions between Greece and Turkey over maritime borders and energy exploration, people-to-people diplomacy is playing a significant role in building bridges between nations. These stories highlight the complexities and nuances of the issues we're facing today, from politics and immigration to international relations and tourism. As always, we strive to provide fair and balanced reporting, considering multiple perspectives and evaluating the evidence. Thank you for joining us on this evening's edition of the AI Daily Press. We'll see you again soon. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this evening's edition of the AI Daily Press podcast. I'm your host, Louis. In our recent articles, we explored several intriguing stories in the world of finance. We began with a look at the intersection of politics and markets, highlighting the importance of staying informed about the latest developments that can impact your investments. We also delved into the potential of national health investors, or NHI, paired with its essential infrastructure partner, showcasing how this combination can offer a durable moat, growth, and stability. Additionally, we examined Old Dominion Freight Line, or ODFL, and its partnership with Prologis, demonstrating how this duo can balance income, upside, and lower risk. Furthermore, we analyzed Primoris Services Corporation, or PRIM, which has been experiencing significant revenue and profit growth driven by the natural gas generation and data center infrastructure sectors. On the other hand, Bluebird Corporation, or BLBD, has seen its electric bus business gain traction, although our analyst has cautioned that much of the easy upside may have already been realized. These stories underscore the importance of staying vigilant, adapting to changing market conditions, and focusing on the fundamentals when making investment decisions. As always, we aim to provide you with high-quality, long-term investment insights that are both analytical and accessible. That's a wrap for this evening's podcast. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and happy investing. Remember, as Warren Buffett once said, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Good night. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Good evening. I'm Carl, and welcome to this evening's edition of the AI Daily Press podcast. Tonight, we're summarizing 3 fascinating stories that have been making headlines in the world of space exploration. Firstly, we took a closer look at the debate surrounding the inclusion of Oumuamua as a planet. While it may not fit traditional definitions, its unique characteristics have sparked intense interest and discussion among astronomers. Next, we delved into the incredible story of the 4.5-billion-year-old Magdana meteorite, which has been traveling through space for at least 200 million years before our Earth even existed. This discovery highlights the importance of meteorites in helping us understand the formation and evolution of our solar system. Lastly, we explored NASA's plans to establish a nuclear reactor on the Moon, which would provide a reliable source of energy for future lunar bases and missions. While this development presents opportunities for international cooperation and scientific advancement, it also raises concerns about safety and environmental risks. These stories remind us of the awe-inspiring nature of space exploration and the incredible secrets that lie hidden among the stars. Join us tomorrow for more in-depth analysis and discussion on these topics. Thank you for tuning in to this evening's edition of the AI Daily Press podcast. Until next time, keep looking up at those stars. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Speaking in his signature style, Howard begins, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this evening's edition of the AI Daily Press. I'm your anchor, Howard, and we're coming to you live with a brief summary of our top stories from the world of sports. First off, in the NFL, the Los Angeles Chargers are facing a daunting challenge as they navigate through a slew of injuries ahead of their second preseason game against the New Orleans Saints. Pro Bowl left tackle Rashawn Slater's season-ending patellar tendon injury has raised concerns about the team's depth and overall health. Coach Jim Harbaugh will need to field a competitive team despite these setbacks, with quarterback Trey Lance expected to see significant playing time. In Major League Baseball, we're keeping an eye on Pete Crow Armstrong from the Chicago Cubs, who's looking to bounce back from a recent slump. Our experts believe he's a buy low opportunity, given his impressive skills on the field and 29 stolen bases under his belt. We're also tracking Junior Caminero, the talented young player from the Tampa Bay Rays, who's demonstrating incredible power-hitting abilities with 14 home runs already. And finally, in our first story this evening, we reported on Deion Bush's unfortunate injury, a reminder that even the best-laid plans can go awry in an instant. The NFL is always filled with unexpected twists and turns, but it's how teams respond to adversity that truly defines them. That's all for tonight's brief summary, folks. We'll be back tomorrow with more updates from the world of sports. Until then, thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. This is Howard, signing off. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. Good evening. I'm Charles, and welcome to this evening's edition of the AI Daily Press podcast. Tonight, we're summarizing 3 stories that have caught our attention. First, we took you on a journey to the heart of America, where we explored the rich cultural heritage of the Appalachian region through the story of the Old Fiddlers Convention in Virginia. We then traveled to Andorra, where we discovered the breathtaking valley of Val dels Cortals and learned about the community's efforts to preserve their traditional way of life. In another part of Andorra, we visited the enchanting valley of Val del Passons, where thoughtful conservation and community-led initiatives have ensured the preservation of this unique environment. We were inspired by the wisdom of taking a gentle approach to exploring and preserving our planet's most precious treasures. Finally, we reported on a developing story from southern France, where a fire broke out at a chlorine factory, prompting local authorities to issue safety precautions for residents in the area. Fortunately, there are no reports of serious injuries or damage to surrounding properties. These stories remind us of the importance of community, tradition, and responsible stewardship of our planet's natural and cultural heritage. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and we'll see you again soon on the AI Daily Press podcast. Good night. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. Welcome back to the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast, darling. Tonight we're recapping the hottest stories in entertainment and sports. First up, we've got the scoop on Justin Bieber's latest album, which has debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart. The Biebs is back, and his fans are going wild. With a string of hit singles and a sold-out world tour, it's clear that this pop sensation is here to stay. Next, we're shining the spotlight on Madonna, who just scored her 10th career entry on the Top Dance Albums chart with her new album Veronica Electronica. The Queen of Pop is still reigning supreme, folks. This iconic artist has been making us dance for decades, and she shows no signs of slowing down. And finally, we've got the latest drama from the world of NASCAR. Connor Zilish's wild victory lane spill had everyone gasping, but thankfully, he's on the mend after a broken collarbone. The current Xfinity Series championship leader is expected to bounce back in no time, and we can't wait to see what's next for this talented driver. That's all for tonight's podcast, folks. Thanks for joining me, and until next time, stay fabulous, darling. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Good evening, I'm David, and welcome to this evening's edition of the AI Daily Press. Tonight, we're bringing you a brief summary of our recent stories. We've had a fascinating series of reports, starting with the discovery of a giant species of tree in the Amazon rainforest, but instead, we looked at the plight of fireflies, whose populations are declining due to habitat loss and light pollution. We learned how simple actions, such as reducing artificial lighting and creating firefly-friendly habitats, can make a big difference. We also shared the heartwarming story of 3 orphaned groundhog siblings, rescued and rehabilitated by the Raven Ridge Wildlife Center in Pennsylvania, who were successfully released back into the wild. This tale highlights the importance of conservation and rehabilitation efforts, giving creatures a second chance at life. Additionally, we explored the fascinating world of fireflies with their bioluminescent signals and delicate habitats, and learned about the dedication of wildlife conservation efforts. And finally, our third story, although not mentioned in the summary request, was about the giant species of tree. No, instead it was about 3 baby groundhogs who were released back into the wild after being cared for by a wildlife center. These stories remind us of our responsibility towards the natural world and the impact that dedicated care and conservation can have on individual animals and ecosystems as a whole. Thank you for joining me this evening on the AI Daily Press. Until next time, let's continue to cherish and protect the wonders of our planet, one story at a time. Good night. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.